Okay, round number 2. Let's see if everything will work this time. Well, see if I get any comments. And it's going to do the same thing. It must be a YouTube problem tonight. Let me pull it up on another page again. I guess I'll just have to be patient tonight. Okay. Well, no comments. Okay. It says I only have 2 people on. I guess I lost everybody. What the heck? There it is. Hello, everybody. Cool. We've got 5 watching. We had 11 people watching before. So let's see who all comes back. I don't know what it is tonight. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, who else had a question? Enlightenment, you wanted to talk about reincarnation? What kind of questions did you have about reincarnation, hon? I did remember. It's still not working. How you doing, Austin? Well, we got it working on 2 pages. You're having a crazy day too, darling? I had 2 hours sleep last night. 2 hours sleep. And I've had 3 people message me about dreams of death. So it's, yeah. Darlene put all those kids to work to change your living room. And don't forget, Sunday is the beginning of the astrological new year. We're being called upon to let go of a lot of stuff from ego and start writing up everything that we want to manifest with this new moon. Okay? Okay, so from what I've got from the Akashic records is we make decisions along with spirit on what lessons we're going to learn. I know when we pass, we go through life reviews and they discuss everything that we've done and everything we've learned. And then you kind of go through like even a spiritual healing process. That's awesome, Jason. So past lives and reincarnation are pretty much the same thing, hon. Okay, Darlene, so why don't you cover... Okay, I crochet. If I don't like the way my couch looks, I crochet a blanket and throw it over it. Just an idea. You could crochet some pretty, or knit some pretty blankets or something and to go with the bling bling you want. Okay, so past lives and reincarnation are pretty much the same thing, hon. But you know, in each lifetime we come in to learn certain lessons. It might be a continuation from the last lifetime. You might decide in the Akashic records that you have completed that lesson. You may not bring it forward. Okay. And we usually come in with about groups of 500 soulmates. You know, so it's just learning lessons. But one of the things that I have learned is karma is not something that comes back and bites you in the butt. Karma pretty much means just learning lessons. Okay, so karma is like you learning to understand why somebody did something or experienced something because you've judged them for it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just you coming into a level of understanding why they experienced what they experienced. What do you mean? So you were going into somebody and having them do regression, hon? Maybe they don't want you to. Okay, so did you ask permission? Okay. If you have somebody sending you back in regression into past lives, I would actually look into accessing the Akashic records yourself. And when you do that, there's a book by Linda Howe, Howe, and it's on the Akashic records. Okay. It teaches you how to go into the Akashic records. Yeah. But make sure this is when you have somebody do your Akashic records, hon, this is not like a psychic reading. You need to have lots and lots and lots of questions. Because if you don't ask, you're not going to know, because it's not like you access the Akashic records and they start just telling you everything. Yeah. I'm still amazed at accessing the Akashic records. But like I said, have an idea of what kind of questions or what directly, like I had a gal come in and she was asking me, is karma going to come back and bite this guy's, biting him in the butt? And everything that I kept going through for the whole week before she came in was that karma's not something that's going to bite you in the butt. It's just something that's going to give them a level of understanding why you chose that or why you experienced something. Hi, RM2. Have a whole list. I would sit down and write 100 questions. Seriously. Because that would give you a good guideline. Oh, thanks, RM2. I did curl my hair tonight. You're taking a course on the Akashic Records? I would also get that book too, hon, because she gives you some good guidelines and stuff on how it works, and some of the Akashic Record classes don't go into real good detail. I mean, they gave me a little booklet and stuff, but yeah, they don't explain real good how it works. I was absolutely amazed when I tapped into the Akashic Records, because it's like I'm, how you second guess yourself sometimes when you're in meditation, and I'm feeling this energy. It's this warm, loving, like velvety night type energy, right? Just very loving, very nurturing. And I said, wow, I'm really somewhere else. And this voice says, indeed you are. And I said, oh. Linda Howe. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, let me look it up. Oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that, Donna. It's like my great aunt died when I was probably 8, and I saw her, and then both my grandparents that were left, and my mom died by the time I was 11. So yeah, yeah. Donna, have you tried putting it into the bubble, hon? And if the bubble doesn't clear it, I'd be asking, where's this coming from? Is this my energy, or is it somebody else's? Or is this just his way of letting you know that he's here? Let me find. How to read the Akashic Records, yeah. I don't know if it'll let me put the link up there or not. It won't let me put it on. It's How to Read the Akashic Records by Linda Howe. Howe. It won't let me put it on. Yes, yeah. I would use the violet light also. I would put the dream in a suitcase, okay? Lock it up, throw it into the violet flame. You ain't tried anything? Just remember, Donna, you have a good night. Have fun, Austin. Just remember, Donna, nobody can help you if you don't work on helping yourself. That's what the channel's here is, to give you the tools in order to do the healing work for yourself. I hope you have an awesome night, Austin. Yeah, that violet flame is awesome. Okay, so let's talk about Lady Aurora a little bit. Okay, she's the counterpart of Archangel. Oh, I made so many notes on this. Where is it? Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel is the fire of God. He illuminates wisdom and truth directly from God. Okay, so she is the dawn of the goddess. She's the God's angel of light. Okay, she shows you the sunny side of life. And that's like Archangel Uriel has a sense of humor too, so he brings lightness to the situation too. So, Archangel Lady Aurora helps you rise from the ashes and step into your personal power and encourages you to shine your light. One of her symbols is also the phoenix. And that's interesting because it seems like the last couple years I've had a lot of stuff from the phoenix. She helps you trust yourself. She dispels confusion and helps you see when the energy is not yours. So that's good for empaths, okay? She's got brown eyes, beautiful wide smile, ruby satin and gold gown, golden curls that trail down her back, crystalline wings like glistening rays of the sun. She uses yellow and golds to enlighten and empower you. Blues, greens, and purples to clear your energetic slate, to balance your energy bodies. Reds and orange to ignite sparks of passion. I know. So, Donna, have you thought about asking the angels to help you with the kids a little bit? Aaron, does it seem like the energy has shifted since you asked for your heavenly helpers? So listen to this angel. This angel may be exactly what you need tonight, hon. Yeah. Donna, 7. Okay. 7 kids is a lot. I've got a niece that's going on her 12th baby right now. I would ask for the cherubim angels to come in and help keep the kids entertained a little bit. But I would, yeah. And you can go in and like you can ask some baby dragons to come in and play with the kids too and help keep them entertained. I would, yeah, because the dragons are part of the elemental kingdom. Let's see. So if you call in Lady Aurora, she brings in deep peace, helps clear unruly thinking. She replaces it with clarity. She's the Ace of Swords in Tarot. The card of resurrection. Okay. And she helps, like, again, bring clarity of thinking. All our struggles and pain are meaningful and crucial in the forging of our spirits, making us who we are today. So she carries the energy of innocent children. She helps us to be free of points of view, belief systems. She encourages you to be honest about what you want. Ask me some more questions, Aaron and Donna. Be yourself and heal and let go of what disturbs your peace. Telling you, Donna, I would call in them little cherubim angels and some baby dragons to keep the kids entertained. Call them in, ask them, hon. That's all. I just know that there's a whole angelic realm out there that cover all aspects: happiness, joy, celebration, transmutation. Thank you, Priscilla. It says, be yourself and heal and let go of what disturbs your peace. She can help you with developing your personal power, enhancing your intuition, and helping you follow that gut feeling. She helps you take back your power to develop your clairsentience. She protects empathy. She facilitates a rebirth, new beginnings, and igniting passion. And that kind of goes with what some of the people were calling me about this week. You know, because it's almost like the 3 people that called me about dreams about death. And then I sat down and was reading some of this. She facilitates letting go of the ego, the death of the ego, and tapping into your own spiritual body, okay? So she ignites passion, develops strength, summons courage. She encourages us to live in a state of authenticity, raises our ambition, helps us with our self-esteem, helps us to radiate self-confidence, maintain integrity, and healing the solar plexus chakra. Now, this is interesting, ladies, because there's some information in here a little farther down on how to go in and clear your energetic body when you pick up energy from other people. So she helps establish clear thinking, helps you find answers, and develop your inner peace. Now, her numbers are 55, and gentlemen, yes, okay, Jason, I'm used to just having ladies on here. You've been around for a while. Thank you. So our numbers are 55, 555, 5555. So her 5 represents coming into your personal power, freedom, challenges, and change. And her totem's the phoenix. You're funny. Yeah, automators, you know, well, there was Fresh, there's Jason, and now there's Automator. I'm welcome, guys. I'm glad you're here. So when she's around, you may feel warmth in your solar plexus, okay? Like I said, she helps you. Okay, so remember this, hon. You were asking about clearing a situation. You may suddenly see the truth in a situation that's been troubling you, and answers come. Okay? So call upon her to ask you to find the truth in the situation. She's the angel of resurrection. She's here for us when things, okay, you know how sometimes things have to get worse before they get better? She's the dawn that guides us back into the light. She helps us transform. She helps us go through the spiritual death, through the transformation and the ascension. And there's going to be a lot of times in our life that we go through this spiritual death, the ego death, the dark night of the soul. She provides a beacon of light for us. Yeah, that's a lot of kids, girl. Okay. So she helps you through harsh human experiences. Yet remember that these are also means of spiritual growth. She brings us the rays of light out of the cracks of a broken heart. She restores our faith and helps us find peace, guides us to the light, and helps us rebuild our lives after turmoil. And they emphasize, remember, you must ask an angel to intervene because of free will agreement, okay? Here it is. She's the archangel of impasse. Call upon her to clean your energy bodies. Okay? You can ask her to soften a person's heart and teach them compassion. So she's the angel of the sixth ray, the ruby red ray, which is here to help us establish peace on earth. So you might visualize in your household with 7 kids, you might visualize this ruby ray energy throughout the whole house because it helps bring peace in. And you can call upon the angels of the ruby ray to help you bring peace into your house by calling upon them to sing songs of peace. This is a time for change, Erin. I'm glad. And girl, your dark night of the soul has been 4 years. Mine's been 21. And I'm excited. Yeah. It is difficult, but so I would call upon her to help you bring that light, okay? When upset, call upon the angels of the ruby ray to sing you songs of peace. She understands how people, especially women, sell themselves short by putting others first, but says, do not do this often because you can't give somebody the water to drink when the cup's empty. Make yourself higher on your priority list. Okay. Just remember also, the answer lies within you. And they help you find that answer. So you can call upon her to help you renew your life. Her crystals are helidor, fire opal, citrine, yellow calcite. Now, she was talking about you can close your eyes and look at your energy fields of your body and see if there's any rips, tears, blocks, spots, anything, okay? You can call upon her to help you release the trapped emotions, yours and others. Oh. Hang in there, Donna. We're all sending you light, hun. So she says when she came in, she was having severe headaches and stuff. And the first time she saw her, she said that she came in, she pulled one of her light bodies out and showed it to her. It had tears, it had rips, it had blocks, it had all kinds of stuff in it. So she went in and cleared the energy and then reinstalled the light body. So it says to clear your emotional body, call in Lady Aurora by putting your hands in a prayer position and say, Lady Aurora, Lady Aurora, Lady Aurora. And it says, breathe in through your nose her golden light so it fills you and expands out. And then when you breathe out, you're going to breathe out this gray or black energy. And you just keep breathing in the golden light and breathing out the black or gray energy until it comes out golden. Priscilla, does the acorn fall very far from the tree? Was your brother playing video games the other night, or does he really think he's a Sith? Because all kinds of information fell in my lap today about Siths. They're elves. So when you pull out that, when you look at that light body, you can ask her to repair and sew any tears, holes, or anything. And they say that peppermint and rosemary are very good for grounding. What's her ascendant, Priscilla? And it says to do that on a regular basis to clear and heal. I usually just call in my healing team. I scan my energy body and I either neutralize it. Say I have a little black spot over here. Okay, you can try to turn it white. If it won't turn white, then you can create another one, same size, same shape in white, and bounce the black and white ones together, and they'll neutralize the energy. A Trinity spirit? I've never heard of a Trinity spirit, except for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I remember years ago listening to a story about a woman that she used to do art. Okay. And she would be channeling this art, and she would be listening to them talk while they were channeling the art through her. And she says, oh my goodness. She goes, my church would be absolutely upset. And they said, why? I mean, this woman was in her 90s. They said, they would be absolutely upset because the Holy Spirit is a woman. I said, well, yeah, because the world, if you look at it, the universe is based on duality, at least our part of the universe, okay? You've got the feminine and the masculine archangels. You've got male, female, black, white, and that would make sense. But men that have gone in and looked at the Bible and changed it and manipulated it, and after they made women property, it's like they took out all the teachers of women and all the books that were written by women that were the testimonies to Christ and everything he taught. It was all taken out. Yeah. I can't do peppermint tea because I do homeopathy. When I do homeopathy, when I do peppermint, it negates all the homeopathy I've taken. Yeah. So I can't do any kind of mint. It was the triple goddess first. I'll have to do some. Okay. Notes. Triple goddess. Well, yeah, all those teachings. And it's interesting because when I mentioned to one of my friends, Archangel Ariel, they said, oh, she's my favorite. But she was raised in a lot of the Eastern traditions too. So she was aware. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the mother, the maiden, the yeah. So those are just aspects of life. For, the maiden is the innocent part of your life. The mother is where you're loving and nurturing others and giving of yourself. And the The crone is the older, wiser part of your life. Yeah. And the Bible doesn't talk about the mother maiden and the crone. So enlightenment, I would call in those purple dragons to clear the energy around you, and I would call in a purple tornado to start pulling out the last of all of that. I would also ask for Lady Aurora to come in and help clear and cleanse all that and help you find your truth and your clarity also. You know? Where's messaging? No, it's not Trinity. Tiffany, she said she'd be in and out. Somebody's already going in and putting on dirty little videos on the comments. And I think YouTube's getting better about catching them, because when I go in and look for them, they're not there. Good. So, yes, I hope that helps. You got to understand too that they had a very different understanding about a lot of things back then too, Jason. I like the purple tornado. I use that, and I use the violet flame a lot too. So, what after we do the archangels, do you guys want to do the power of the spoken word, or do you want to do some information on dragons? Yes. And it's kind of funny because Archangel Metatron is one of my angels. And it was kind of interesting how that came about, because I was in meditation and I saw like this Christmas card type picture with the dark blue in the background, and then had all the pine trees in black. And then there was a little bit of snow in the front, and this little light blue light was going away all the way up to the top of the tree, and just burst into this beautiful blue light at the top. And I thought, what does that mean? And then about half an hour later, I ran across a reference to Archangel Metatron being the head of the tree of life. And I said, oh, that's what that meant. And then I had another reference pop up too. So it's like everything comes in threes for me. So just reaffirming that, yeah, he was with me. That was, yeah. I do the same thing, enlightenment. That's like my doctor and I were talking about some things, because he was saying, because I just look at this mentality around politics right now, and it's so sad. We have this American mentality now that is just so sad. And I said, people just don't know how to honor and respect each other, and recognize we're all going to have differences and stuff. Everything's turned into a big old major, you're right, I'm wrong type thing. And he said, yeah, well, they don't understand a lot of that because they weren't raised in the Judeo-Christian. And I told him, Doc, I'm kind of a mixture of everything nowadays. Exactly. Exactly, Canary. Oh, so my grandmother was raised as a Mormon. Okay. She married a Baptist. That was not a good marriage. He was very, very controlling and used to beat her all the time. My dad came home one day and found him beating on her, and he packed her up and moved her to Colorado. It is a cover up for the truth. But each religion is all based on somebody's point of view. The reason Martin Luther started the Lutheran religion is because he took exception to nobody in the common man had a Bible. He kept trying to print the Lutheran Bible, and they kept burning them. You know? And that's why a lot of people moved here in order to, you know, and it gets me, they say, well, this country was based on Christianity. No, it wasn't. There was at least a dozen different religions in the founding fathers. That's why they made everything freedom of religion. And I know this is going to upset some people, but to me, I look at organized religion now as the Antichrist, because how many of the of Christ's teachings, Jesus's teachings, have been lost? You know, he says, you know, don't judge other people unless you're going to be judged. But what are the churches telling you? You're right, they're wrong. They teach you to judge. Yeah. Yeah. And the Jews don't believe Jesus was the Messiah, the Christ, because the Christ is actually a consciousness. Jesus achieved the Christ consciousness and tried to tell us that we had the ability to do that too. Oh, I think that's sad not to believe in anything, because there's such a beauty in the universe and all the little gifts, the synchronicities that we have that are just absolutely awesome. There is such a beauty in the universe. Yeah, yeah. So, a good book to read is When God Was a Woman. Automator, have you watched the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? Yeah. Well, they that's some of the stuff that they took out of the Bible. They were telling stories. They took some stories out about the Bible, okay? And left the part where it made it sound like Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. She wasn't. You know, it's just a way to control the masses. I know, Jason. I just, it's sad. It's sad. But you know, I can't say nothing. I can't judge, because maybe that's what they came into experience in this lifetime. I have problems with saying God anymore too. That's why I say universe or I say spirit. A lot of people are going through spiritual awakening right now, and they're terrified. So I was telling somebody today, I said, okay, instead of being scared, take the time to do some research on everything you're scared of and take the stigma out of it. Because when you have that fear, okay, then you're going to keep drawing situations to you that that bring those circumstances. You know, I'll use Tiffany as an example because she was absolutely terrified of a fire cricket, and they were in her room all the time. She wouldn't even get off her bed because she was absolutely terrified of this fire cricket. I told her, do some research into the meaning of the fire cricket. All of a sudden she says, oh, that brings good luck. They're welcome in my room anytime. Now that she got rid of that fire cricket, it's not coming into her room anymore. Yeah. Yeah. The creator, spirit. I think the Native Americans are more right on than anybody. And then, you know, I have since my 20s have been learning things about the Native American teachings. And then they came out with What the Bleep Do We Know? Oh, well, that sounds pretty much explains the teachings of the Native Americans. Yeah. That's why I talk to you guys about using the bubble technique to clear those points of view, those belief systems that are fed to us by our parents, our family, our cultures, our nation, you know, the organized religion. And just remember, if you throw something in the bubble and it won't clear, then start asking, okay, is this even mine? Send it back to wherever it came from, or send it back to source, send it back to spirit, send it back to the creator. It's all programming. And the person I left a message, yeah. The person I left a message for today, she says, well, can you tell me about enlightenment? I said, it's finding your own truth and finding the Christ within. Yeah. And it's interesting because the Native Americans pretty much pass down stories word for word. About 20 years ago, I read an article about one of the tribes up in Montana. They used to point to the glaciers at Glacier National Park and say, there's a whale in that glacier. The last 20 years, 20 years ago, it had melted down so much they actually found a 10,000-year-old whale skeleton. Even they freaked out. Wow, we've been telling the same story for 10,000 years? And sometimes all those earthbound spirits need is for us to call upon the seraphim angels to help them find the light and cross over. Yeah. And I ask a lot of people, what's the opposite of love? And they tell me hate. No, it's not hate. It's fear. Fear is underlying every bit of hate out there. Yeah. Fear is and if you're scared of something, investigate it. It doesn't mean you need to follow it. It's like, you know, my first husband had me scared to death of spells. Well, a few years ago, I sat down and read some information on it. Doesn't mean I'm doing it, but it took the stigma out of it. It took the fear out of it. And I mentioned on one of the forums one day, they were complaining about guns. I said, they should make every child take a gun class. Because then it takes, once they learn it, once they learn to respect it, what it can and can't do, it takes the allure, it takes the intrigue out of it. And then they don't want to all run out and own guns and shoot each other, That's my point of view. But it's yeah, when you fear something, you should educate yourself on it. I really want to check into the light language, hun, because somebody told me that I had bought a crystal years and years ago. That thing called me. I said, I'm not even going to look at the crystals. I don't have money to get a crystal. I was a single mom. I had saved up for months to take this spirituality class. I'm not even going to look. I'm walking across the laundry room past all these crystals. Next thing I know, my head whips around. My hand reaches out and grabs a crystal. I said, oh. So I put it on layaway with her. And so I was sleeping one night. Exactly. Because we're taught that it's wrong. Okay? We're taught that talking to spirits is wrong, that tarot cards is wrong. But there's a good and bad in everything. Okay? So I'm meditating with that crystal one night and wake up with a start because I'm seeing this white screen with the language in a light blue, another language that I couldn't read. And somebody told me, I didn't know. Somebody said, that's light codes. Yeah. But what gets me is the people that act like sheep. Okay. Just because your leaders tell you something does not mean that it's right or wrong for you. And then when we get a leader up there that's just mesmerizing half the nature, half the nation, it's like, what the hell's going on? Okay, so my experience with one church, okay, was they all did the same thing. They all followed all the teachings. They did not deviate from anything. Those people were not awake. Okay, those people were not awake. But then there's like us that are the movers and shakers and are awake. Exactly. Or spreading false, like Jim Jones down in Texas with all the people that died in his compound. It's that you get these mesmerizing leaders and then they lead you right off a cliff. Hitler was one. I can recently think of somebody that was in politics here that does that too. The Native Americans talk about we are all one. Okay. We are all brothers and sisters. I have spoken tongues. That was an interesting experience. I was totally detached to whatever my mouth was doing. So the Native Americans talk about we are brothers and sisters with the animals, the minerals, the plant kingdom. Okay. And if you look at the basics automator, this is one of the reasons I told you to watch the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? And they do have that on YouTube. Okay. It talks about how there's an intelligence behind everything. Everything is connected. And that's basically what the Native Americans are saying. They have honor and respect for everything. They used to have ceremony asking permission of the animals before they went out and killed them for food. And then they would give thanks afterwards for the animals giving their life for the good of the people. And they honored and respected those lives that were sacrificed for them by using every single piece of the animal in some way or another. Because they couldn't. This is what gets me. Darlene and I were having a fit over this. In the early 1900s, I had a picture of there was 5 men standing up. There was 5 women on their knees, and they were asking their husbands forgiveness for everything they had upset them about the whole year. You know, Jesus says, you have all these gifts that I have and more. But again, there's good and bad in everything. You know, I try to use the tarot as a means to give you the energy around you so you can make choices and decisions. I try not to predict the future, but I give you the energy around you. But you have free will, honey. You can invalidate everything that I just told you. Now, I try to use it for healing. I try to teach you guys the things that you need to work on healing yourselves. I'm trying to empower you guys. But there are people out there that take advantage. And I can understand why they warn you about fortune tellers. There are some that just do it for money. There are some that lie. There are some that use it for control and manipulation. I had a gal, my friend does healing work, and they put out an intention to the universe that we don't want to work with somebody more than once or twice because we want these people to actually heal themselves. Well, this lady was on her 4th visit, and they're saying, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this picture. So they started asking her questions. And they asked her one question, and she goes, oh, hold on. Let me call my psychic. I got to ask her. It's like, oh, my God. Okay, she's given her free will away from this person, and this person's taking their free will. What kind of karmic mess are they making? That was horrifying to me. But the Native Americans have a greater understanding of the universe. And it's funny, they tell a story. Then when each one of the 12 tribes of Israel were taught the true religion, the true spirituality, they were all given a sacred handshake. And when the white man came to America, the Native Americans offered this handshake, and the white man didn't know what it was. They said, okay, they forgot the teachings, we're in trouble. And the Native Americans say, when this happens, then this will happen. It's not like, oh, this and that's going to happen. It's like, oh, if this happens, then this is going to happen. It's all probabilities. So my first husband and his family believed in witchcraft. Okay. The first time my first husband took me to church, he took me to a Catholic church, and I promptly fainted because of all the candle wax. If I'm around a lot of candle wax, I'll faint. So then they all decided I was the witch. I wasn't the one that was doing the witchcraft and the spells. It was his sister. So when him and I were renewing our vows in the Catholic Church, I fainted in the middle of the wedding. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the thing, Automator, is science is starting to prove that there is a God. This is why I'm asking you to watch What the Bleep Do We Know? And read some books like Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton. Okay, they can take a piece of DNA, they can split it in half, they can put a 12-mile tube out there, they can put a DNA at the end of that, both sides of the 12-mile tube. Whatever they do to one simultaneously happens to the other one. And they're saying, oh, there's an intelligence out there. And also, they know that when they do some experiments, when it knows it's observed, it will act one way. When it's not observed, it will act a total different way. And this is why they talk about the nocebo and placebo effects, and why a lot of the studies that they do on medicines and stuff, they usually end up in the favor of whoever sponsored the study, because that's the energy, the expectation they put out there for it. That's the universe responding to their expectation. I'm glad you got to go out with your family, hon. Are you serious, Canary? But science is starting to prove that there is a God out there. So I would watch that movie. What the Bleep Do We Know? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the quantum mechanics. So watch that movie, hon, this weekend and get back with me. Tell me what you think. You know, everybody raves about the movie The Secret, but The Secret doesn't tell you that if you've got these programs underlying your points of view and belief systems that are underlying any affirmations you put out there, they're not going to work. You've got to clear out the stuff that's in the subconscious mind first. but what the bleep do we know goes in more about about energy and how we create our reality. Automator, I would also do some research on Dr. Emoto and messages from water. I think this is stuff that you would like. But the Native Americans are pretty much everything that they talk about is pretty much quantum physics. Okay, there is an intelligence out there, but the God that we know here on Earth is made as a means of control and manipulation. It's funny because my oldest son sent me a video on an alien that they were interviewing, and he was talking about the concept of God was a dogma, and they shocked him because they said, "Oh, now we know you're lying." He goes, "How was the universe?" He says, "Do you know how the universe was created?" And the being told him yes. And then when he brought up the concept of God, it's a dogma. Everything. Okay, so everything is energy, Automator. Everything. Everything. Your thoughts are energy. Okay? Your thoughts are energy. You create your reality with your thoughts. And that energy out there responds to what you're thinking. That's why I talk about the wish card. What are you focusing on? What are you wishing for? If you're worried about something, if you're dwelling on the negative, that's what you're putting out, okay, to the universe. If you're focusing on love and gratitude, the universe is going to give you more love and more things to be grateful for. And when I took an astronomy class, they were talking about the dark matter out there that holds the whole universe together. Okay? But to me, if you look at it, somebody told me this as a child. They said, black is the yet to be manifested. And it kind of came to me a few years ago, that dark matter that they talk about in the universe, okay, is all energy that is waiting for us to use to manifest whatever's in our imagination. Okay, so even the Native Americans will tell you stories that science are now confirming. They have, since white man first came to the Americas, they've told them that all the forests are one entity. They're all connected. And they are now going in and finding that they are all interconnected on a lot of levels. There's communication between the trees, the earth, the grass, the worms, everything. But there's an intelligence out there that wanted to experience itself, so it created all of us. And here on Earth, it's schoolroom Earth, because we have more of a duality here, and we were given the gift of free will to see how bad we screw up. Do you ever meditate, Automator? You know, One of the things I've since the virus started, I told people are being forced to slow down. Our society keeps us so busy that we don't have time to listen to spirit. So if we take even 10 minutes a day to close our eyes and try to connect with spirit, it can be life-changing. But nature is part of that intelligence. There's something out there, hon. Like I said, watch the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? That's quantum physics. And talk to me about it then. Yes. Scientifically, but energetically, okay? But energetically, there's an intelligence out there. And the death card talks about transmutation, changing from one state to another. Ice and water and steam are a form of transmutation, changing from one state to another. We may be living behind the physical body. I don't consider source a deity either. It's everything. To me, source is everything. It's all energy. Yeah. But there's an intelligence within that source. So tell me, Automator, have you ever thought something, oh, don't do this because then this will happen, and then you do it and it happens? Yeah, I agree, enlightenment. Automator, have you ever sat down and looked at what a miracle that our bodies are? Our bodies are a miracle. It's not just, okay, is it coincidence, or are you that powerful that you're manifesting things? How many times have you went to pick up the phone and you know who it is before you get halfway across the room to pick it up? That's picking up the energy. Everything's energy. But that's the physical. No, it's not called assumption. How many times have you and somebody else you've been talking to said the same thing at the same time? It's all energy. We're very, very telepathic creatures, and we pick up things from each other. And when I talk about, I know, that's what I keep telling him. He comes in and he apologizes for making statements and stuff, and I tell him, no, there's a reason you're here. There's a reason that you're here, Automator. You wouldn't keep coming back on Friday nights and talking to us if there wasn't something that either you needed to learn or that you were intrigued about. Because you've been coming for a while now, Well, there's got to be a reason you like the chat, though. See, because you're actually you really are looking for some truth, Yeah. And we kept telling him, don't worry, with your questions and stuff, because that's what we're here for. You know, we're here to support each other and learn from each other. Yes, we agree. That's it. We agree to disagree. We're honoring and respecting each other's differences. Yeah. That's what I keep telling you guys. We're all here to be different. We all come in to learn different lessons. The thing is, we're supposed to be honoring and respecting each other's differences, but we're taught that, no, if you're different, you're wrong. If you're different, you're wrong, and that's not right. Yes. And he does contribute to the conversations, and I'm sure that we're, yeah, I'm sure that he's absorbing a little more of what we're talking about than he thinks he is. It may not affect him now, but I think in a few years that he's going to have some awarenesses that he's going to be glad that he came to these chats, And I'm started this for us to be supportive of each other. How do you change the world if nobody has the teachings, the support systems, the ability to find peace and truth and clarity within themselves? But let me tell you guys and gals, I learned just as much from you as you do from me. I probably learned more. I probably have expanded and grown more from your questions and tapping into you guys' energy as a collective, with your questions, your energy, your loving energy and stuff. But how do we change the world if we don't connect and support each other and talk about things that we're going through? And especially, and it's like, I don't know what to think sometimes. The universe just amazes me sometimes. My great nephew walked into some of his friends' house and they were watching me do tarot readings on TV. What? These were kids. These were little kids. And I put out there that the channel is for 18 and up, but there's kids watching. They all want to learn how to do tarot. But the thing is, yeah, nobody's teaching the basics to these kids. What kind of energy are they drawing in if they don't know how to protect and ground themselves, And they've got to understand that there's some integrity there when you do some cards and channeling and mediumship and stuff. He's had a couple readings from me. He's never had a healing. While he listens to us talk about the healing techniques, he does listen, and he does contribute to the conversations. And he mentioned one night, I'm sorry. He says, I'll quit coming. And I said, no. I said, we don't mind you here. And there must be a reason that you're here, But I would like to get him to watch What the Bleep Do We Know? Yeah. Because they don't have all those limitations and stuff. So my granddaughter is 27. Okay. I try to teach all this stuff to my kids and my grandkids. Okay. My 27-year-old granddaughter, I taught her how to do the bubble technique. I told her the other day, are you using the bubble technique for your anxiety? And she goes, no, the kids use it more than I do. These kids are 7 and 5. They're like sponges. Okay. And I mentioned to my granddaughter one time, if she wanted to know what her totem was, to ask her angels to show her what her totem was in her dreams, and for her to have the ability to remember her dreams. Do what you got to do, enlightenment, hon. So my grandson, he was probably 5 at the time. He did that. He asked the angels to show him what his totem was, and for him to remember. So the next morning he got it and he goes, Mom, I did what Grandma said. I asked what my totem was, and they told me I'm a deer. That suits his personality to a T. So the kids are using what I'm talking about. So she says, yeah, the kids are using the bubble technique more than I do. So my granddaughter was absolutely terrified of the Easter Bunny. Okay. You have a good weekend, enlightenment. Yeah. So she was terrified. She ran off. She was terrified of the Easter Bunny. So I told her, I said, okay, baby, put the Easter Bunny in the bubble technique. Right away, I said, wow, there's my legacy. You guys are my legacy too. You're welcome, hon, and you're welcome anytime. And after we do tarot card readings too, we usually do some spiritual talk too. And Canary, if you need to go too, hon, I know it's late. But it's, and it was funny because I was talking to my doctor about this. I said, I teach spirituality. I teach healing techniques. I said, and one of the first things I have people clear with this bubble technique is it's better to give than it is to receive. And he goes, that's the question. You're welcome, hon. I'm just glad that you came in. I'm glad you contribute. I love your energy. Okay. He says that's the thing. We're taught to be independent, and nobody knows how to receive anymore. And I thought, well, it's a little deeper than that. We're taught by organized religion that it's better to give than it is to receive. That's a program. That's a program. Yes, universe equals frequency and vibration, and we all matter. Yes. Canary, you got to get up early with the kids too? No, Automator's not an issue. He's here, he listens, he contributes. He listens with an open mind. Much love to you too, hun. Oh, it's only 3 a.m. there. I didn't get to sleep till 3 a.m. this morning. It's this new moon. Don't forget, everybody, that Sunday's the new moon. Write up a list of everything you want to manifest for the next few months, because it's the beginning of the astrological year. So everybody have an awesome night. Yeah, it's 7:51 here. Yeah, Jason's from the future. You have an awesome week, hun. Thank you for being here and contributing. And I hope those purple dragons help, Hunt. Oh, you're calling them cherubim angels. Are you going to have a chance to get away for a few days yet, Jason? Automator, have you been having any weird dreams? Okay, we're staying at 7:03. Let me look. We got up to 7:04, and then, like I said, people get upset because I do not have. Okay, because they come in on Friday nights and get mad because I'm not doing readings, so they unsubscribe. Yeah, we're still stuck at 7:03, and I not. Oh, I can't this week. I was going to say I could try going in every night for a week, but the problem is I've got so much to do. I am doing my first psychic fair next weekend. Talk about pushing your glass ceiling, getting past your comfort zone. I'm doing a psychic fair. So right now we're stuck at 7:03. Automator, you are welcome here, hon. You're I have had no complaints about you, hun. No complaints at all. Everybody's just intrigued because you're so left-brained. You're welcome, hun. You're welcome. And you have nothing to do with it. You contribute to the conversations. You know, we're here for everybody. There's no judgment here, hun. Now, if you got like some of the trolls, they would have kicked you off a long time ago. You seen how quick my mods are? They're quick at going in and clearing out all them trolls quick. Just come in and enjoy yourself, hun. That's, we're mostly here for support system, Well, you could always donate on Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. I promise I won't look at your name. That's okay, hon. You're contributing to the channel with your conversation, so yeah. But I think after next weekend, tomorrow I've got to go down my daughter's. I should be here Sunday night unless something comes up. And then I got to get ready all week. I got a gal that's coming down to stay. Her and I are doing the fair next weekend together, and then next month we're doing one in Loveland, Colorado too. So what are they saying about your dad's operation, hun? So I've been on OkCupid for a while, and I saw a guy that I liked. So I hit like. And what they do on OkCupid is they put it, say they tell you somebody likes you, and then they go through the whole list of people, and they like who they like too. So some guy liked me, so I messaged him yesterday. I said, that's funny. He hasn't messaged back, and it's funny because most of them that get a hold of me are scammers. They think that I'm a lonely older woman that has lots of money. What are they saying about your dad, hon? You know, when I first got into spirituality 45 years ago, it was nothing but women. It'd be like 500 women and one man. Jason, there's a doctor down there. So this is just something to look into. There's something out there called ESSIAC, ESSIAC. You might want to look into some of that. But there's also a doctor somewhere down there in Australia that treats cancer with an intravenous type of baking soda. I lost all the information on on my old computer. But if you, it was under science, global science. And it had a whole big article on how this doctor had been treating people for 20 years successfully with this intravenous baking soda and clearing up cancer, because the cancer is it's a form of like a yeast. Hi Casey, how you doing tonight? You disappeared so quick last night. You said your third eye opened and then you left. How are you doing tonight, hon? See, that's one of the hardest things about being a healer is I can plant a seed, I can tell you about it and then step back and wait to see if the seed's going to grow or not. Cool. So just remember, Casey, that Sunday is a new moon. It's the beginning of the astrological year. So make sure you write up a manifestation list Sunday. It came in harsh. Wow. You could ask the angels and your guides to bring in your messages not so harsh, hon. You always have a manifestation list? Yeah. But then you're the manifestation queen. But there might be something specific you want to start out the astrological new year with. I've had people messaging me like crazy. You needed to hear it? That's good. You doing any more drawings? If you guys want to know how to manifest anything, talk to Casey. She's a manifestation queen. She's a mover and a shaker. Did today go a little bit better, hon? Did anybody calm down in their craziness yet? People have been messaging with their dreams. I'm not a dream interpretation person, but I had 3 people message me about dreams about dying. And then we were talking about an archangel tonight, and she helps people through the dark night of the soul and stuff like that. It was off the chart. Wow. Okay, so you write up a manifest. Okay, it's like a wish list. Let me put it that way, Automator. You write down things that you want to create in your life, and you just kind of release it to spirit. So try this, Automator. So on Sunday, sit down and write down a list of things that you want to that you would like to. Okay, things that are on your bucket list. Write them down, and it will start shifting the energy, making it easier for you to manifest some of those things. And it's not so much a diary of instances. It's like, okay, I am now allowed, and this is something else. And I always tell people, instead of asking for something, just say, I am now allowing myself to manifest $500,000. Exactly. Thank you, Casey. Yes. So what I thought was kind of interesting is I started a class on I wouldn't really call it a class, a collaboration with about 6 people on creating a medicine shield. And so you put an intention out to the universe that you want to receive a gift every month around the new moon for 12 months. It's kind of you know what a vision board is, Automator? Where you kind of make a board and you put on it everything that you want. Yeah, it's like your wish list. Well, this shield building is the opposite. Okay, now the universe is going to give you exactly what you asked for unless you give it leeway, this or something better. Then it can bring in something even better for you. So I was talking about the shield. So the shield is where you get, instead of asking the universe for something, you were allowing the universe to give you gifts in order to put on this shield. It's a lesson in receiving. And it's interesting, I put this class out for free. Only 6 people signed up for it. and two of those have dropped out. And the ones I'm talking to, it's interesting because yeah, it's been some, they're starting to realize some of the gifts in their life. I'm in awe what's coming through for me. Wow. Yeah. So far what's been showing up for me, Casey, for three, this is okay, we'll see what happens around this week, but all January, February, March, everything for me was the gifts of appreciation from people. And it just, no, just gifts of appreciation from people. Were you on the phone call in January when my grandson called in and was expressing gratitude for me and everything I've done for him? Somebody else did the same thing in February. And somebody last month did the same thing on Messenger. And I'm very, very, very grateful to him. Very, very humbling experience. So put that out to the universe, Automator. Yes. So yeah, it's very humbling, and I never ever had the concept. The first time I ever did this was wasn't building a physical shield, and I couldn't understand. I had signed up for the class, and I was supposed to give a donation every month when I got a gift, and I wasn't getting any gifts. So when it came time for the class, for the meetup, then the week before, I had a dream, and I know it was from Atlantis. It was just an Atlantean energy. I was building a golden shield of light. It's about the gold color of what that's around my name when I post on here, or even the color of your little dumbbells. A beautiful golden light like that. Built a shield of golden light. So yeah. So me too, Casey. Me too. And so when I went into the teacher, I told her what I had that dream, and she goes, "Wow!" She goes, "You didn't build a physical shield; you built a shield of light, an energetic shield." And the friend that had taken me to the class was so jealous. This was her second time around, and I asked somebody one time. I said, "Why? What's the importance of the connection between her and I?" And they said, because you are going through such major spiritual growth, she needs to see that in order for her to have to let go of the fear of moving forward spiritually herself. And I said, well, it kind of makes sense because she gets jealous a lot. But it's, yeah. And I am, yes, I am very blessed and protected also. I have, look at what's on here, Casey. How many awesome people do we have on here? You know, it's almost like our Friday nights is protected too. You know? And I learned just as much from you guys as you guys do from me. I probably learn more from you guys. And but the last 2 months has been just intense. There's some major shifts going on, you know? Well, I'm grateful that you got your message. Yes. Yes, because you have that free will. You can set some boundaries. You can set some boundaries with the people around you, and I know it's about new beginnings because for one thing it's the new year. Aw, Automator will send some protection for you. We'll ask your angels for you to protect you, but you need to ask too. But you can set boundaries with the universe also, Casey. You know, you can tell the universe, okay, this is getting to be a little bit too heavy. Can you back off on it a little bit? And let me look up. I'll see what the moon is about. Hold on. Oh, new moon. And April. But I know it. Okay, it says if you're feeling a burst of optimism that makes you feel as though you're on the brink of sweet new beginnings, you can thank springtime and this bliss-bringing new moon. It will fall in Aries. It means that, okay. Okay. It means what it means and how you can make the most of this passionate, confident, enhancing astrological event. So this one is pay attention to your gut feelings. Okay. Follow that intuition. Make daring moves to go after your desires without worrying too much. This is a good one for Automator to write out what he would like to do. Okay, it's a perfect sign to host the Spring New Moon Fresh Start Fest. And it's cozying up to Venus in the planet of love, beauty, and money. It's a time to take, okay, so this is what's been coming up with everybody all week. It's a time to take a cold, hard look at underlying fears, psychological wounds, and power struggles that are at play in the backdrop of your life. But if you can be real with yourself and do some figurative smudging or cleansing of these demons, you'll be able to plow ahead feeling lighter and more self-assured. And I have had people messaging me and calling me like crazy. And I kind of told them that, but it's nice to have a little bit of backup. Oh, that looks so good. That, oh my gosh, girl, that looks so good. Okay, Automator, you were talking about cheeseburgers? Look at this. Somebody messaged her a picture of a cheeseburger. Oh, that's funny. I told you she's a manifestation queen. Ooh, I'm going to go get me a burger tomorrow. I haven't had one for quite a while. I have to go down to my daughter's tomorrow, so we're going to do a don't they have delivery where you're at, Automator? So I do paintings, and I want to see some more of your artwork, Casey. Okay. And so we're doing a wine and paint thing for two of her friends tomorrow. So I'm going to be showing them how to paint pictures. It's like, wow, people are getting me past my comfort zone here. Keeping me busy. So what's your favorite hamburgers? Tell me your favorite hamburgers. Mine would probably be just a traditional one with the mustard, ketchup, pickles, onion. I know. Girl, as if my intuition isn't stretching enough. and I liked somebody on OkCupid the other night, and he liked me back. They give you a whole list of people. It's not like he just saw, he saw that I liked him and he liked it back. But this one, they give you about 20 people, and then you go through and you pick who you like. So he liked me, so I sent him a message. We'll see if he messages back. A margarita pizza, an Italian sub. You have to cook your own food? I have to cook my own food too. So we'll see if this guy messages back, Casey. He kind of looks like Kevin Costner. We'll see. He might have went in, because I went in, I was truthful. I said, I'm into metaphysics, alternative healing, and spiritual stuff. And I put it on there. So it's not going to be a surprise. And somebody goes, well, are you nervous? I said, no, because I'm at the point in my life now, I don't care what anybody else thinks. And if he likes me and doesn't like me, there's only two possibilities. Either he will or he won't. Why am I going to stress myself out over that? Air sign seeking. And it's funny because he said he was Christian, but when I went in and looked at his questions, they said, does your astrological sign make a difference? And he said yes, and I said no. So this is somebody that doesn't understand how astrology is a science. Water signs need not apply. Girl, I couldn't handle another air sign. I get stuck in my head and argue with myself too much as it is. But an earth sign would help keep me grounded. Yeah. No, I don't. If he can't accept me who I am, and if I can't intrigue his curiosity, and he said he likes to argue with his family about politics, and I said, oh, hell no. I'm not going to argue about politics. Hi, Rosalie. How are you? I know. That's twin flame. That's twin flame. And every girl, I'm telling you, it's like a tower moment every time. Every time I get a reading, or if I listen to a reading online, they're all saying the same thing. Somebody's coming back from the past to apologize, said they screwed up and they want a new beginning. And it's like, Austin had Hoda on, and she said the exact same thing. And I said, I threw a fit. I said, I'm done with this. Oh my God. It's like a tower moment every time they tell me that. You know, Automator, I always told my grandkids, don't get involved with anybody until you're 30. And don't get married till you're 32. And my doctor and I were talking about this the other day. He's funny because I keep throwing these ideas at him. He says when he was in college, because he's a chiropractor, he's a naturopath, and he's a doctor now. He says one of the things they threw up in class and shocked everybody was that the brain does not even mature until it's 30. It doesn't know good for bad, right, wrong, what it wants, doesn't want until you're 30. So take your time, hon, and find the right one. When you'll know when you find the right one. You'd rather travel and meet local girls, but why not travel to other states too and enjoy things, see things? One of my goals is I want to drive up north, drive along the Canadian border, down the East Coast, back along the southern coast, so I can see a lot of states. And I'll probably do that by myself, just me and the dog. If you stay in, say, KOA campgrounds, it should be okay. Take some time to see the country. Take the time to do some traveling and stuff. Expand your horizons, expand your world. And every relationship you have is practiced and studied for what you like and don't like in relationships. Does that make sense? Your bucket lips. Oh, yeah, but you're a mover and shaker, girl. And how do you take a nap with a child in the house? You guys are funny. I know it's tired moving and shaking, but even, yeah. So that's one of the things that this this feminine archangel tonight was talking about. She said that she understands how people, especially women, sell themselves short by putting others first, but says, don't do that so often. You need to put yourself higher on your priority list. And this is Archangel Aurora, Lady Aurora, and she helps you find truth and clarity in situations. She helps you go through the dark night of the soul. She helps to bring the light out of a cracked, broken heart. She guides you to the light and guides you home. She says she helps you through harsh human experiences, yet reminds you that these are also means of spiritual growth. She restores our faith and helps us find peace, guides us to the light, and helps us rebuild our lives after turmoil. You can call upon her to intervene in situations in your life. And she's also the Archangel of Empaths. You can go in and you know how I teach you guys to go in and scan your body? You can go in and scan your light bodies and see if you have any tears, any holes, rips, rocks, dark spots, anything. You can ask her to come in and energetically clear your light bodies. Yeah. Call upon her to help you renew your life. She will help you release trapped emotions in your aura, any negative emotions locked in the chakra gate, yours or others. Look at you, Automator. You're funny. How are you doing, Rosalie? Are you still here, hon? So we're on a roller coaster with the weather here. It's 60 degrees one day, 30 degrees the next, 60 again. We'll have 60 again tomorrow, 40s again on Sunday and Monday, and then snow Tuesday and Wednesday again. What state are you in, Casey? Just the state. It's 8:29 here. I'm in Colorado. So we're 2 hours behind New York. So not this week, but the next week I'm going to try to come in every night. What I need to do, well, it depends on energy. I'm getting a lot more energy, but I'm still get tired. I need to get back and start doing the monthly astrological ones too. And we'll see if we can get the people. We're stuck at 7:03. Yeah. And Jason's still in tomorrow. I think we had some awesome conversation tonight. Don't you think so, Automator? We had some. And I'm challenging you. I get a few donations here and there. You know, I do the first 7 free and then take donations. You know, but if we get up to 1,000, then we can take donations and I could get money from commercials. And that helps me to get books and supplies and stuff to put back into the channel, you know. And occasionally I get readings. It would be nice to be able to make more money on the channel, but you know, I'm here more because it just irritates the hell out of me because there's no support system. They all want you to pay $1,200 for a class on spirituality, and they don't teach you half of what you need. And how are we going to change the world if nobody teaches the basics to us? You know, there's you can't just go in and like my great nephew's friends, they're all teenagers and they want to learn to do tarot cards, but there's a pattern to that. You have to learn how to ground and protect yourself first, because then you don't know what you're bringing in. And I would want to talk to their parents about them learning. Who's scamming me? The people that come in for the free readings, or what? Well, I'm doing a psychic fair this weekend. That's $25 for 20 minutes. And somebody and I were sharing a booth, but then next month we'll be doing one in Loveland, and both of us will be doing things at the same time. She's going to do healing work and I'll do tarot. Because I'm more into teaching you how to heal yourself than doing the work for you. Yeah. Well, that's why we're down. When I started out, I used to do 20 free readings. Now we're down to 7. But then that change was brought on because one lady from England came in and paid 0.40 pounds. I thought, well, that's okay. Maybe she said that's all she could afford. But then she sent me a request on PayPal to refund 35 pounds that she had sent to me for a reading. I said, okay, honey, you never sent me 35 pounds for a reading. You sent me 0.40 cents. So, yeah. So now there has to be a minimum of 555 up. You know, it was just a push from the universe in order to set a boundary in there, you know. But then there's a little bit of a program in there too, that you don't charge for your spiritual gifts. Yes, I remember. You're down south from me. You're down in COSP. How are you doing tonight? Did you take the job in Texas, hon? Did you move to Texas? Yeah. Are you moving to Texas? Let me put it that way. Thank you, Automator. Well, I appreciate you being here. You know, you do contribute to the channel. You really do. Still up in the air, huh? I will be down in the Springs next weekend doing readings at the Metaphysical Fair downtown. Me and one of the other gals, Bernice. Yeah. I think we'll be in booth 22. They're pushing my comfort zone. I've never done a psychic fair. So everything's still up in the air for Texas, huh? S&P 500's making you rich. Yeah. I listened to Morris Invest in the Morning, and he's been talking about, they've been talking about a housing crisis that's going to happen because nobody's assisting all these people that are in foreclosure, Yeah, hard decision. Did I teach you how to ask your body yes, no? Because you can ask your body questions. Your body knows before your mind and your heart does. And your body can pick up on the energy around you. Yeah. So you just have to choose what's best for you. Keep playing with it, though. You might be able to feel a little bit of a difference. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time in order to train the body to do that. So, Automator, I would check into, since you're in New York, do a little bit of investigating into the 3D printer houses. Oh my God, I don't know anything about the market, hon. Let me write that down. I've heard of S&P 500. DJIA. NASDAQ, I've heard of. Collapse. Short ETFs. Yeah. So maybe one Friday night you ought to give us a class on how to look at stocks, hon. I invite you to do that. I won't be here next Friday night because I'll be doing the fair next weekend. Okay, so to me, first thing, your life purpose is to find your truth. Okay, that's the main thing. I think my life purpose is teaching. You know, like I said, it drives me crazy because they're over here. How do we change the world if nobody has the tools? Nobody could afford the tools. Nobody supports each other. So your life, what brings joy to your life? What brings happiness into your life? Mine is helping people. Yeah. But then my students are also my teachers. I expand and grow through you guys. And this is my philosophy of what the universe is. The universe created itself in order to experience itself as we learn and grow, as we learn our lessons, as we experience life here on earth, the schoolroom earth, then the universe is also expanding and growing also. Why do I help people? For one thing, I love people. Okay? And how are we going to change the world if we don't help each other? How do we help? Okay, I remember struggling with my spirituality. I had Yvonne Chardello. She was my beginning teacher. You know, Casey, I don't know if you were on here the other night, but one of the things she talked about in one of the first classes I took, she says, take a pink balloon, write a letter to God in it, put it in the pink of the balloon and take it out and let it go. Well, she's talking about metaphorically, right? I went home, wrote a letter to God, put it in a pink balloon, tied it up, took it out, was letting it roll down the street. It stopped down the street, stopped at the stop sign in the gutter. Some guy pulled up in a truck, jumped out of his truck, popped the balloon, took the letter, got back in his truck and drove off. How did he know there was something in there? Automator, tell me that was a coincidence. How did he know that there was a letter in that pink balloon? Okay, so we are here to achieve ascension. So we are here to evolve as souls. It's not, you're right, it's not so much the world needs to change. I know, but it just blows my mind that, okay, this guy in 2 seconds jumped out of his truck, popped the balloon, jumped back in his truck, and drove off. How in the hell did he know there was a letter in there? But I think that's what part of this world was created, was to evolve, okay, to achieve ascension. And the people are, we are coming in as light workers in order to hold the energy, in order for us to do that, and to allow people to grow and expand. About 2 months ago is when the shootings started again. That's because the energy went from a 5 to a 10. Okay, people are not handling the shift in energy very well. Look at how everybody's having crazy dreams the last week. Or an angel. Yeah. Somebody knew it was in there. Even my kids were standing there going, how did he know? Still, I have many stories that pop up over things that have happened. Yeah. 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 A lot of us are having dreams. And like we were saying, Jason, it's the clearing out of the old, the ego, the stuff. So I was going to tell everybody this quote tonight, okay? You probably saw it on my Facebook, okay? I stopped telling myself that I'm lost. I'm not. I'm on a road with no destination. I'm just driving with hope that I'll find a place that I like and I'll stay there. I'm not lost. I'm on my way. Yeah. So it's I'm here to help everybody find themselves, I guess. And I would, I've been sick all my life. That's why I teach people the tools. I try to teach people the tools in order to heal themselves. You know? Because in the long run, we're the ones that heal ourselves anyway. It's like I said, I could charge a lot of money doing healing work for people, but in the long run, it's them that do the, yeah. Yeah, I'm not lost. I'm taking the scenic tour. I am definitely doing that. And loving all the way. But, and people tell me all the time, how do I find my life purpose? To me, your life purpose is to grow and evolve. Your life purpose is to find your own truth and be yourself, and follow your passion. You're here to create. Yeah. Yeah. You're a teacher too. But again, there's that lesson we need to learn. Sometimes we just need to plant the seed because the people are not open to it. Sometimes you plant them seeds and wait for the seeds to start growing. If they start growing, then they're going to ask you more about it. You know? Okay, so you ever heard of the word surrender, Casey? Write a letter to God, put it in a pink balloon, metaphorically, and release it to the universe. Put it into God's hands. Okay, so I don't know if you use the bubble technique, hun, but one of the things that Tiffany and I were brainstorming that was huge, huge. I have to figure it out. Okay, that's a huge statement to clear. I have to figure it out. And yes, and that's something else I would put in the bubble. I don't know how to say no. So you weren't here last week, but Lady Amethyst teaches you. She, if you call on her energy, she will help you learn to tell people no. Where is it? That's what she does. That's one of the things that she does. Put situations in the violet flame and call upon Lady Archangel Lady Amethyst to help you cleanse lower energies, past life residue, clearing ancestral patterns, karma. She helps you to learn to say no and find peace with that. Okay? She encourages you to speak your truth. You can also call upon her to put the violet flame. It's like a cape. You put it on the head first and then around the body, and then you visualize her tying the cape on you, and it's a way to be invisible too. Exactly. Exactly. But see, that's one of the things we were talking about today is you have to, you have to put yourself on a higher priority list, you know? And Archangel Amethyst is the perfect teacher. She helps you balance everything out. So I would put that in the bubble. I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to say no. You can also put it in that little pink balloon. Exactly. Well, that's how can you give somebody a drink of water out of an empty cup? You've got to refill your cup first. And just like on the airplanes, they tell you if the oxygen mask drops down, okay, put yours on first. You can't help anybody else if you don't help yourself first. Make yourself a higher priority. And it's not selfish to do that. Oh, my other grandson. Oh, yeah. So I saw my grandsons. I saw all four of my grandsons Sunday, and three of my granddaughters. I hadn't seen them for 15 months because of the virus. They were all following me around. No, you don't have anything to complain about, but you're energetically stretching yourself out too much, hon. You know? And that's what, yeah. Yes. Just because you have nothing to complain about, hun, doesn't mean that you aren't being, stretched out too much. So even spiritually, you need to put a boundary out sometimes. Yeah. And what does Tiffany say? And don't let their dirty footprints walk across your mind. Automator is like one of the Archangel. Archangel Uriel has a sense of humor and lightens things up. I'm very happy for you, Aaron. I'm glad you had an opportunity to get out of the house and have fun. I'm very grateful for you to be able to go out and have fun, hon. But then yeah, it is good. So Casey, again, even with you working at home, how much spiritual growth have you gone through in the last year? How much spiritual growth have you all gone through in the last year since this virus popped up? It's been 14 months of hell, but at the same time, we've been forced to slow down and reevaluate our lives. We have more time to sit down and listen to spirit. And Aaron, you're free to come in and out anytime, hun. And oh, I know he keeps you on your toes, doesn't he? I keep thinking, oh my God, if Twin Flame came back, I would really stretch his imagination. That man, I don't think that man likes change. So I had a reading the other night, and I said, "You see anybody coming in?" She says, "Well, I see somebody coming in between probably May to August." And she goes, "But who's this other one?" And I said, "Oh," I said, "Rob." She goes, "He's coming back, but I don't see him coming back soon." And she says, I said, "Okay, I'm trying to move past this guy." I said, and he keeps coming in 5D. And I said, "Why does he not go away? He doesn't want to come back. Why doesn't he just go away?" And she goes, "Because the door's open on both sides." And I said, "Okay." I said, "If I close that door, will he go away?" And she goes, "No, your heart's the one that keeps the door open. As long as your heart feels that there's a chance, it's going to keep the door open." So I taught Jason a technique to put somebody in a bubble and blow the bubble and send them away, right? So I did that with my twin flame. So I get up in the morning and I think, maybe that worked. The way's clear. I turned around to walk. He was right behind me. I bumped right into him. I said, "What the hell?" So this time I closed the door and I locked it. I did. I locked it. So we'll see what happens. I didn't even think about locking it the first time, but yeah, the second, yeah, when he was right there behind me, it's like, So and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens if this other guy gets back with me. This guy kind of looks like I can't think of his name. Kevin Costner. Oh, why'd you cry today, hon? Were you just overwhelmed? Oh. What are tears? Tears are healing. Tears are a release of emotions. Automator, here's another thing to do some research on. They have taken tears of sorrow, tears of happiness, and a couple other different kinds of tears and froze them, and look at the different energy between them. Oh my God. Yeah, that's. I have a grandson that's still dealing with. It's been probably 15 years now. My grandson and granddaughter's other grandmother was murdered, and he is one angry young man. He just had his second baby, and but this young man is very, very, very angry. So I was trying to teach him the bubble technique in order to release some of that anger. But you know what, hon? Why don't you start, instead of focusing on them being murdered, shift it into the wonderful times that you had with their lives, the wonderful things that you did. Whenever that comes up, hon, okay, start reframing the thinking process. Casey, you are the master of positivity. Switch that thinking, hon. Focus on all the wonderful times you had with them, all the wonderful things they accomplished in their life, hon. Yes. Tears are not meaningless. They express emotions. They are healing. You know? You needed to be sad today. You know how some people say, don't be sad for me. I want you to celebrate my life that I lived. So maybe from now on, you want to put the intention out. Okay? Maybe you want to put the intention out, hun, to be grateful for the good times you had together and what they accomplished in life. Celebrate their lives rather than their loss. Sorry you had to go through that, though, hon. Yeah. Sometimes we just, need to just reframe the thinking a little. I'm glad you followed your knowing, you followed your instinct. You're still young, Automator. You're still young. Now, if it was a different kind of situation where somebody makes you angry, I would ask you maybe, will this matter in a year? This is what I tell my daughters. Okay, you're upset about this now. Will it matter in a year from now? Will it matter 5 years from now? But somebody's life is a little bit different. Okay? But I'm glad you took the time to do that, hon, because that's the energy that we're in right now. And that is a letting go. Okay? We're starting Sunday, we're starting a new year, new vibration. I'm happy that that was very healing for you, hon. And I'm glad you have Leon. And I'm glad you came in tonight. We've been missing you. Yes, happy new year to you. Now just remember, I am now allowing myself to, that's huge. I am now allowing myself. Thank you for coming in and telling us about that too, hon. Aww. But to see, if you're feeling the blessings, then those are tears of happiness, of gratitude, you know? Exactly. Exactly. So I gave Automator homework. Watch What the Bleep Do We Know, and look up what different tears mean. It kind of goes along with what's in What the Bleep when Dr. Emoto talks about messages in water. I know, hun. I know. That's why you were able to manifest exactly what you want. Just like the hamburger tonight. But you know, they're always with you. That's the thing. They never leave you. They're always with you. Yes. So, and but look at how much do those people around you appreciate you too. Yes. Yes, you do. But there still needs to be a boundary when you're giving more than you are to yourself sometimes, okay? And you can't give to other people if the bank account's deleted, de- depleted. Getting tired. And that I've seen that happen over and over and over again for you since you first started coming on the channel, hon. You know, you just, the more you give, the more the universe replenishes you, you know. But you're a lesson in giving the gratitude for things and manifesting things, you know. Somebody took the time to put a message up for you. So, like I said, so you finally allowed yourself to grieve. Okay, you that's a very, very, that's a gift to yourself, hun. Okay? Allowing yourself to grieve is a gift to yourself. So now focus on how awesome their lives were. Make a tribute to them. Start a foundation in their name, you know? And Jason, it's harder for men to let go. Men are more sensitive than women are, but you have this program that you can't express your emotions, you know? And a lot of time it's harder for a man to heal because they don't allow themselves to express that emotion. You could sit down and like I told you for the full moon, you could sit down and write another letter to the universe expressing all your hurt, your frustration, everything, and burn it. And then I would do that maybe again. I know you did two of them, hun. I know you did. Tiffany did two. I did two. But Sunday, sit down and write some positive things. Some of the things you wanted to write down is I am now allowing myself to heal from all this trauma and drama and grief. Oh, good. Yeah. But we've got to allow ourselves to heal. And it's weird because um this whole last 2 weeks has just been bringing up all kinds of stuff for everybody. But then Jason, how long you've been working on yourself now? You are willing to take the time to work toward healing. You are making yourself a priority. And to me, that's part of your life purpose, you know? Yeah. I'm telling you that the automator he's like he's trying to lighten up the situation. Have you lost anybody close to you at all, automator? I don't have any tattoos. Do you have any tattoos, automator? Yes. You know, and I can look back and I can acknowledge the lessons that I have learned from my people, you know, from the men in my life, and it's like I can see the patterns, I can see the lessons that I came to learn, and I can be grateful for that. And sometimes I have a little trouble letting go of the first husband. I know. Yeah. I stopped telling myself I'm lost. I'm not on a road with no destination. I'm just arriving with hope that I'll find a place that I like and I'll stay there. I'm not lost. I'm on my way. And I have it on my bedroom wall. It says, life is not about, oh, what the heck is it? Life is not about the thunderstorms. It's learning about how to dance in the rain. Yeah, Mufasa, a strong male leader, trying to protect his son. Good night, Casey. Thank you for being here, hon. I'm glad you could come in and share, hon. Love you too, girl. And if you need anything, you can always message me. I know you have Leon, but you can always message me too, hon, okay? You have an awesome rest of the weekend, hon. And maybe I'll see you Friday night, okay? I mean Sunday night. Getting tired. Who else is here? I show 6 people here. And there's only me, Automator, Jason, and Casey interacting. It won't even tell me. That's crazy. I suppose we ought to let everybody go tonight. It's what, 11:15 there now, Automator. Does anybody else have any spiritual questions or anything they want to talk about tonight? So, Automator, you have your homework. Watch What the Bleep Do We Know. Check out what they've found out from the different types of tears. I don't know how you'd Google that. But that's basically the same thing as messages from water. So it's basically science and spirituality coming together. Yeah. And then you could come back with questions. Like I said, I won't be here next weekend because I'll be at the fair all weekend because it's like, yeah, till late. Well, you know, I'm glad you come. I'm glad you contribute, you know. So thank you for everybody being here. My other arm from the crow. Yeah. Okay. So everybody have an awesome weekend. I should be here Sunday night unless something pops up. And then I won't be here next week. It might. They actually, Aaron, they actually have it here, the full movie here on YouTube. In fact, let me find that and I'll post that. Oh, let me find it. Full movie. Oh, come on. Can't tell. Filters, where's YouTube? TV movies. I know they have it on YouTube. It's like 4-minute trailer. Save the World Together. World. Is this it? 1 hour 43. Okay, yeah. This is the long version. Let me post it. Let's see if it's too long. Okay. That's the long version of it. I think that's because it's got some of the information. Oh, here it is. Here's the shorter version. Is that in another language? Oh my God. Okay. Let me post this one. This one's shorter. This is a shorter version. Erin, you got any more questions tonight, hon? Anything you want to talk about? I think these guys are talked out. I am grateful that we have men contributing to the channel now. That is so awesome. I think that's so cool. So why the first one is 2 hours and 55 minutes. I think that has all the extra stuff in it. And then the second one that I posted is the hour and 43 minutes. This was a little documentary that they put out a few years ago. And they just thought, it'll run a couple weeks. They had to open it up into major theaters across the country because everybody and their brother was watching it. Just like back in 1992, everybody started reading the book. I hate when I get tired. I can't think of it. But everywhere you went, you would find people reading that book. And I can't think of what it was. Everybody around the world was reading it. And they talk about the spiritual awakening, how you see auras and the life force. And yeah, that was awesome. So, okay, so I guess nobody else has any questions tonight. Anything else they want to talk about? Erin, you could always go back and re-listen to everything. You know that, hon. And you're welcome anytime. And like I said, I won't be here next weekend because this is going to be interesting doing a fair. Oh, it's funny. But I don't know if you can rent it on Amazon, but I think that you have to pay for it. I don't think it's on Prime. And you used to be able to get the DVD on Netflix, so check around. Yeah. And Automator, if I was you, I would subscribe to Gaia for a month and just sit and watch some of those programs that they put out. That'll blow your mind. They talk about a lot of the scientific discoveries in the world too. And our civilization seems to restart every 5,000 years. So maybe this time we're going to reach ascension. We'll see. Okay, everybody have a good night. Awesome weekend. Enjoy the nice weather. Give some gratitude. Write up your list on Sunday. Okay. Release it to the universe. You could either burn it or you could put it in a pink balloon and send it off into the sky. Only do it in your head. Don't do it like I did. I know. We do crazy things when we first start spirituality. Okay, so everybody have a good one and namaste.